Hello, welcome. My name's Alistair Leith, and we're just about to take a quick tour of the sky to find comet ISON. I believe it is clear outside, but it's also the wrong time of the day to find comet ISON, and I don't really fancy getting up at crack of dawn to see the comet at the moment either. So as Starry Night asked me, Alistair, this sounds like a bit of a problem. How do we see the comets when we don't have the conditions, the clear skies, or even the correct time to do so? The answer, well, we use a planetarium program. So, well, Starry Night, Alistair, if that's the case, then can you go ahead? We think you've done some fantastic videos. Thank you. Can you do one for us to show how to find this comet regardless of the weather? And since Starry Night have been so generous in supplying this software for us, that this is Starry Night College, and they're also sponsoring a competition for the Online Astronomy Society, I thought it's the very least we could do. So thank you very much, Starry Night. We're going to use College now to find where Comet ISON is. So if you just fired up your program, if this is the same interface pretty much as other versions of Starry Night, I'm going to click on Find, and I'm interested in finding Comet ISON. So there it is. I'm going to hit Enter. I've just entered it, previously entered it in, of course. It's that's not available in your horizon yet. Well, I'm in Northampton. That's how the sky is, but it's not risen yet. So, okay, well, I'm not waiting all day for the Earth to turn around. But we're time travelers as well as space travelers. So how do we get that comet up? So we can see it comes up at about 0452. Okie dokie. Well, I'm not waiting that long. Boom, 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 boom. Until, yes, there we are. That's now said it's available. It's become bold. Hit enter and make it so. So we should now be heading towards our comet. And okay, not strictly speaking, it's kind of still above the horizon, but it's coming. I suppose if you had a telescope, if you were above those trees, you'd probably see it. But let's see if we can get some bearings. I've just hit letter K, and thank you very much. I don't need that toolbar anymore. Unfortunately, I can't get rid of that. That's part of what I'm using, and I'm now going to start advancing a few minutes here. So there we are. Around about dawn time, you can start seeing the comet, and it's just at the foot of Virgo. But how do we find that? So I'm just going to give the brief kind of tour of how we find the comets. If you were to get out and it was clear enough, how do we find the comet? Well, I've just zoomed out, and I'm going to use this highlighter. There is Leo. If you can find Leo in the night sky, then you could sort of use Leo to do a bit of star hopping down the way to Virgo. My mouse is playing up now. And then boom, 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 literally a straight line through there, through there, through there to the comet. And there you have it. And if you're still confused, then you've got Ursa Major just at the above where you can do a bit of star hopping to find it. But that's looking very untidy and confusing. Let me just tidy up after myself there. So that's great, but I want to get to the comet. How do we do that? I mean, I want to get to the comet regardless. It's just a red arrow. So what we can do is, if we click on that and then right click it, I want to actually go there. So there we are. We're on our journey to Comet ISON. So we're not waiting or hampered by light pollution anymore. We're not waiting for the rotation of the Earth. We are going to ISON. There's the tail. And we're going straight through it. There. Oh, and here we are. That's ISON. There we are. And so what is that they're looking at that? Well, that's just a chunk of rock. Well, yes and no. It's actually a ball of dirty ice that's going round and round and round the sun, just as the planets are. And the reason why you get the tail is because suddenly you get the heating of that dirty chunk of ice, which causes vapours and all sorts to evaporate off, and you get the tail. So this is pretty much what the comet looks like. So this is the amazing thing with the planetarium program, that regardless of the weather, we can still get to the object of interest. If I click back on home, lost my comet now. Turn my labels back on. Go back into Find. Okay, I've come to, it's taken me back home and forward in time. Okay, let's go back in time. But we're a planetarium, but we don't have to worry about time here. And I'm going to select the comet and hit enter. And it's going to take me back. Right, there we are. What I'm going to do now is use this planetarium program to see, okay, if it's not, if it's clear in the future, can I pop out and see the comet? Right, well, this is the dashboard up there. This is the clock. I'm sure you've gathered that. But what you probably maybe don't know is I can click on either of these features and they highlight, which means I can move forward or backwards. So let me move forward now on the day. So now the comet's gone down, down, down. We've lost the comet basically, so it's going to dip below our horizon for a while. And now it's coming up. You can see the giveaway tail, and then up the comet comes. So at 5:20 in the morning on the 16th of December, the comet is reasonably well placed. It probably could start from as early 11th of December, and I'm just going by the planetarium program to tell me this, by the way. And then I'm coming up and up and up each day. So round about running into Christmas, we're literally at the constellation of Hercules. So that's a good place to plot that. That's at sort of eastwards in the sky. Hercules is rising, and you've got the comet right there. It's worth pointing out too that while you're there, you've got a couple of clusters M13 there, and you've got another one at the top there whose name I can't recall at the moment, but it's another decent globular cluster for a pair of binoculars. But that's M13. Seen that a lot more often, and that is just as good in a pair of binoculars. The comet, I don't know how good that'll be in binoculars by then, but certainly worth having a go. And if you're in an imager, then probably taking a shot of that field of view could be very interesting indeed. So, in fact, I just said I didn't know what that cluster was, didn't I? Let's have a look and see if it could tell us. What cluster is it? Oh, M92. I'm very sorry. There we are, M92. Yeah, you're thinking, yeah, like you didn't know that, Al. Well, you believe me or not, but there it is. So there's the comet. Oh, I've just turned the constellations off. Hit the K key again and back up it comes. So you obviously, I'm just pointing out there, you've got a good opportunity with a pair of binoculars to do a bit of stargazing and perhaps maybe do a bit of star hopping to get to that comet as well. So we'll just sort of throw that one in, but let's keep moving forward and see where that comet's going to. There we are, it's going further up. In fact, by now, if you were to switch to daytime, and then we've lost our comet again. Ba-boom. There it is. So basically, in other words, comet's becoming better placed in the night sky as we move further into the into the winter, going into December 2013 there. So it's Christmas Day. The comet's just rising there, just slightly above Hercules that we saw. And if we keep advancing by the days, it goes up. So now we've got Ursa Minor, sorry, and that's dead easy to find. I mean, you've got Ursa Minor just below there, which is not the best placed in the sky at that time of year. But if you take a look above, there's the W of Cassiopeia. Let me just highlight that. You've got the W of Cassiopeia, and down there you've got the plough. And what we can do there, pretty much, I think, without any let or hindrances, if you wanted to use Merak and Dupy, which are the finders, to find the pole star, they're not very far from the pole star, is going to be where the comet is. In fact, near enough there on the 7th of January, it's just about sitting on it. It's a splendid time to use those pointers again to find where the pole star, to find where the comet actually is. So you can see there that it's a good opportunity to find it. And of course, you can also extend it all the way along the way, but I always get neck ache and use Cassiopeia 2 to help you find. It also works for the pole star, so I'm throwing a bit of navigation in there. So by and large, the comet is well placed getting into the early part of 2014. Going forward, it's probably going to start getting fainter. I don't know and can't see how bright the comet's going to be by then. There's still a great deal of debate about that. Some say it's getting brighter. I don't believe it's going to be the comet of the century. But there it is, and how you can use the planetarium software, Starry Night College in this case, to get to the comet and see where the comet is regardless of the weather. So I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for watching.